Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thanks so much for watching today. Let's do another makeup updates. I am really getting close to fully caught up to new purchases so far for this year. I keep a list. I'm not reviewing all the lipsticks that I've purchased. Those are in my luxury lipstick video. I will leave the playlist for that in the description box down below. But these are things that either came in a Beautylish Lucky Bag that I've had a chance to try, things I've picked up at the drugstore, and then some indie brand stuff. Now, there are a couple of things that are on this list that I don't have. Some because I returned and some because I gave them to one of my kids. All right, let me start with this. There was a Viseart face palette in my Lucky Bag this year, and I love Viseart. I have so many Viseart eyeshadow palettes. I really like their products. I've tried their bronzer, I have tried their powder blush formula. They just don't excite me as much as the eyeshadows do, so I don't have those anymore. So when I saw this kind of eye and face, I guess it was a face palette, but like an eye and cheek combo, I was like, not for me. So when they debuted last year, I just skipped the purchase. I was like, that's not something I'm going to use. So when it showed up in my Beautylish Lucky Bag, I was like, okay, great. I tried the eyeshadows on, and although I liked the eyeshadows, I didn't love them. And I have so many beautiful eyeshadows. I didn't want something to kind of be added straight into my collection and instantly be like, now it's just taking up space. Now it's just making it harder for me to find what I truly love. Were they great quality? Yes. Were the colors like my specific first love? No. So what I did is I gave it to my almost 16-year-old. She loves it. She thinks it's the best. She's like, Mom, look, the blush. And she's got really fair skin, but a little bit more of a pink tone. I have more of a neutral fair, and she's just a hair lighter than me anyway. But the blush just looked like a beautiful kind of bubblegummy situation. And when I put it on, I felt like I was trying too hard. I liked the eyeshadows. They just weren't my favorite, but she's got blue eyes and fair skin. It just perfect on her. So I was like, great, let you have this, enjoy it. You know I don't need it back. Just keep it in with all of your makeup and enjoy. Another thing I don't have anymore are the new Pro Fix sticks from NYX. I got the lightest one in fair as well as their lightest corrector shade in pink. I felt like pink worked pretty well, but I found it to be, the textures were a little dry. I didn't feel like the corrector was as bad looking on my skin as the concealer was. The concealer might have been too fair, but for me it was just, it started, you could see it. And it wasn't just the color was wrong, it felt like it was catching in all of my texture under the eyes. And I'm 49, I do have that texture. I'm looking for something that's going to add coverage but not add any heaviness, not to settle. And this just made my under eyes look a good 5 to 7 years older than they are right now. I was like, no. So I took those back to Ulta. I think they might work if your skin is maybe not as lined as mine is, like right here in the under eye, if you're not prone to a little bit of dryness in that area, or if you don't have some of the same textural concerns that I do. I just found that although the corrector would be one that I'd be willing to say, you know what, if you're looking for a budget corrector, I feel like the pink one is nice, but I would not recommend the Pro Stick Concealer, that Pro Fix Stick. Oh, I don't know, I felt like the texture was a little bit different, and then on top of that, it just didn't do anything complimentary for my under eyes. I felt like when I used the corrector and a different concealer, it worked well, but both of them together, it was too much heaviness on top of heaviness, and then you add powder to set it, and it's just like disaster. So I don't know, I feel like there are other options at the drugstore that work better for me. One of those is this guy right here. This is the e.l.f. Putty Color Correcting Eye Brightener. You know what's funny? This is the only product from the Putty line that I like. I didn't like the Putty Blush. I didn't like the Putty Bronzer. I feel like their Putty Pore Filler is okay. It's not my favorite. I feel bad saying that because I know so many people just really love this formula from e.l.f. But I feel like this right here is a really good, lightweight, kind of pink leaning cream corrector. You can see that it's shiny, it's emollient. And this, I feel like this does a pretty good job, but I don't know that it's very sheer. So on the days that I feel like I get up out of bed, I really don't have time to like put on makeup, so I'll put on like a little bit of a, like maybe a glowy primer, brush my eyebrows up with a clear brow gel. This and like a lip balm, I'm good to go. Where I look like I'm, you know, like my brows are gonna stay in place. I have a little bit of glow on my skin, but not too much. And this right here under the eyes, it doesn't get rid of my dark circles, but it minimizes them. This works pretty good under makeup too, but I feel like when I'm really looking to really neutralize the color under my eyes, I am certainly reaching for this Bobbi Brown corrector stick or the Beauty Pie Super Luminous Under Eye Genius. I feel like color-wise, they're very similar. So here's the e.l.f. one, and here's the one from Beauty Pie. I feel like they're both glowy, but the one thing is, here's the Beauty Pie one. It has just a little bit more coverage. It's just a little bit more tenacious. It doesn't thin out as much. And because the one here from e.l.f., I feel like you can hardly see it, but over here I can see at an angle, oh yeah, there's coverage. The one thing I'll tell you is, if you're not willing to buy the one from Smashbox, like the Becca Smashbox one, or you don't have a Beauty Pie membership and you don't want to pay the whatever price this would be if you're paying full price for it, this one's good. But I would say this works better for somebody who wants a no makeup look, just a little bit of a lightening. If you really want to obliterate your dark circles and you've got serious dark circles, this is going to diminish but not get rid of. Now, I know I'm not a makeup artist. I don't have makeup artist skills. I'm doing my best. But if I'm going to pick between these two, I'm still going to go for this one because it gives me more coverage. This certainly gives me more coverage. It's a little bit stiffer of a formula, where this feels very sheer and lightweight. But if you have very little to do, or you feel like all you need is just a little tap, 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 man, this is actually really nice. And I like that it's emollient, but it's not too slippy. It's hydrating. It's just not too much. But this is on the kind of, I want to look like I tried a little bit, but not like I'm wearing makeup. Okay. Other drugstore purchases. I picked up this eyeliner from Essence. This is their Stay and Play gel eyeliner. And this one here is in the shade 03 Silky Nude. I like this formula. I have another one kind of like in a metallic gray, but this right here is just your kind of really fair, like nude eyeliner. And I feel like sometimes when I need just a little bit more light, like right here at the inside corner, this really helps to pop things. Or if I really kind of want to blank out my lower waterline without it being too much, I'll add a little bit of this in and then just kind of lightly go over it, because it can be a little stark. I wish this came in a few more colors. The reason I picked this up is I know Tarte has one and it comes in various colors. There are other brands that have liners like this. I like this formula because it does really stay for me. It stays really well. Once it sets down, it kind of doesn't really budge. But I feel like this is very, very, very fair. So when I put it on, I take the time right after to kind of blend it. So it's not too fair. You can see where I've kind of blended it in here. And I feel like it does a pretty good job. Otherwise, if I just leave it as like a solid line like this, it's too much. But I think this is nice. If you're looking for a nude pencil and you're fair, I feel like this one works. But I feel like it does do a lot better when I take a minute to take like a small little pencil brush like this and kind of just go over it. Otherwise, it can be a little stark, but I like how affordable it is. I've been trying a few new lip liners here and there, and these aren't new. These are just new to my collection. But I got them because they were having a 30% off, I think, on Ulta. And these are the matte lip liners from About Face. These are really impressive. These glide like a beautiful gel liner. They don't tug. They give really, really great definition. They don't crumble and fall apart. They do have that sort of packaging where it's, mine's a mess. You can see I've been using it. Where it's sharpenable, but it's not a wooden pencil. It's kind of like more of that plasticky kind of composite situation. The cap fits on nicely. And I always end up getting a red and kind of like a mauve nude. And that's what I have here. So this is the red one is called Forever Flame. And this one here is called Little Little. I am super impressed with this. I feel like this formula is fantastic. I think these are about $13, $15 a piece, but I got them on sale when they were, I don't know if they were 30 or 40% off. I was like, okay, I'll try them. And I keep meaning to, and I've added these to my cart multiple times when they've been on sale or during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. And I always take them out and I never quite commit. But I'm really, really impressed with these lip liners. These are performing like some of my higher end lip liners. Texturally, they feel like a Charlotte Tilbury. They have some great longevity. I would like a few more shades or maybe some more nuanced shades, but this straightforward kind of like a cherry red and this not too pink, but still kind of nude liner, I like them. I've been reaching for these a lot. I finally picked up a Natasha Denona, what is this called? The Macro Tech Eye Crayon. I have been meaning to get one of these for a long time, but I didn't want a black and I didn't want a brown. I've got a million browns, not a million, but a plethora, a venerable plethora. But I decided to pick this one up here in the shade Burgundy. This is what it looks like. That's one swipe. Here's what's interesting about this is that it glides really nicely on the back of my hand, but when I'm using it on my upper lash line, like right above my lashes or kind of in between like the base of my lashes, I feel like it can be a little dry. And I don't know if it's this specific one, maybe it's this shade, or whether they're all a little bit like that. I feel like the liners from One Size glide a little bit better. The Lisa Eldridge ones glide fantastic, but this has some kind of long ability to hold on for a while. It's a little bit more tenacious than the Lisa Eldridge. I still feel like I'm preferring the ones from One Size, but you've got color options here. One Size has a black and a brown. And that's it in their gel pencil liner formula. But this burgundy shade, like, okay, I know it doesn't really look like too much color, but for someone who's kind of intimidated by color on the eye, me pulling in a gray liner or a burgundy liner or a navy liner or a forest green liner, that's my way of kind of playing with color on the eyes a little bit. I like this pencil. I don't know that I have to have another one right now. And I think it would all come down to colors, because when Natasha Denona released the Yucca palette, there was kind of like a marigold shaded eyeliner, like this pencil. That was interesting. That's not an eyeshadow or an eyeliner shade for me, well, that I would feel comfortable wearing. But I like that we're getting different types of shades that you don't regularly find other places. I like this formula. It's not my favorite, but I have been trying to find kind of like a burgundy or kind of like a prune leaning liner. I like that when you take it from this and you blend it out before it sets, you get kind of like this slightly purple undertone to it, so it can either be a little bit blown out like this or really, really, really heavy. And for me, it's the nuanced color. This burgundy shade is beautiful. I like this formula better than the Chanel, the Youth Stilo Waterproof. I have that one, I think, in prune. I feel like I like the tone of this, the shade of this, a little bit better than the one in Fig from Victoria Beckham. I like that formula. I feel like it glides a little bit easier, but it's this color that I really like. I like this color. So I'm gonna keep my eye on Natasha Denona. These pencils I think are nice. It's not my favorite gel pencil formula, but I feel like it's a good product. I definitely would recommend it to you, but for me, it's the color that I liked so much. And I've been having fun playing with non-brown liners. All right, so another duo I got in my Beautylish Lucky Bag was this. These are two of the color Chameleon from Charlotte Tilbury, and I can't believe that I have never had any of these before. So there is one here called Smoky Pillow Talk, and it's a matte shade. I have been using this so much. It's so easy. So easy. So you put it on the eye, you rub it out, you can blend it with a brush, you can use your finger, you can do whatever you want. And they also had, it was like a little duo for the holidays set. And this one here is just the shade Pillow Talk. So it's just kind of like a metallic rose gold shade, but these two pair really well together. There have been days where I wear just this or just this. I like sharpening this, you know, so I can use it kind of like chubby eyeliner and then take a small pencil brush and kind of just like really smudge it out. And then just throw on some mascara So on the days I'm being super lazy, I do that with this. On the days I want to use them in tandem, I do. I think they stay really well. These haven't creased on me, and I really, really like that. So when they finally dry down, they are fantastic. I don't feel like I need any more of these right now, but I'm really glad I got these. I'm glad I finally tried this formula. And if you like kind of like a eye pencil that you can blend with your fingers and kind of be very low, I mean, easy to apply, low maintenance, I think you would like these. But remember, there aren't as many exciting colors as you would find in a different formula. But I like these. I love this Sonia G brush. This is the Worker M. The first Sonia G brush I ever got was this one right here. This is the Worker Pro. This came in one of my Beautylish Lucky Bags years ago. So the Worker M is the very same shape. It is just a little bit bigger. And it does have this kind of like natural wood finish here as opposed to this lacquered wood handle. And I notice also the ferrule of this one here that's lacquered is really shiny, and this one here is matte. But again, you're getting that extremely soft white goat hair. Nothing is cut. It's all, you know, made by hand, put together. I mean, the quality is exemplary. Oh my goodness, this is one of my new favorite brushes. And I was like, don't use it until you record the video because I don't want to show you a dirty brush, but this has been really, really lovely. I'm so glad. I have so many Sonia G brushes that have come, I feel like all of these right here, these 4, have come in a lucky bag over the past 4 years. It started with this one, and then I got this one. This was last year's, and then this is this year's. Man, I'm just continuing. Then I go through and I'm like, ooh, I want one of these. I want this Sky Eye set. It was introducing me to the brand through the lucky bag that really, really, really made me fall in love with it, and I continue to buy these products. If you like natural hair brushes that are made by hand, I just really feel like Sonia G does them well. And there are shapes for all sorts of things. Face brushes, eye brushes. I don't have a lot of face brushes, but I do have quite a few eye brushes I would like more, but they're definitely a pretty penny, but I'm so glad that one came in my lucky bag. All right, last thing that came in my lucky bag that I'm a little divided on is this. So this is the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 5 IM palette. Okay, this is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's lovely. But do you see what I'm doing today? There's no sparkle in my eyes. I have one brown shade kind of like all over and blended. That's it. I have been in a kind of boring Betty eyeshadow place where I just want easy. Where on a day when I don't have time to sit down and play with products like this, I mean, these are beautiful, but these certainly need a little bit of hand holding. I mean, they're so pretty, they are, but they need a glitter glue. They need the Pat McGrath artistry wand. I mean, they're pretty because they are like shifty multi-chrome shades. I especially like this one here because I have put it over like a brown and it turns out kind of like this orangey gold situation. The green is also fun when you put it over a dark color. It goes from green to gold to blue, like the shade. Look at that kind of beetle wing green, and then it's a little bit limey. These are so fun, so fun. I just don't always have the heart to take the time to put these on because I've been kind of like in a low maintenance kind of eyeshadow place. But they're just beautiful. They're beautiful. I need to play with them more. I have, my youngest is gonna be 14, and I told Lily, when you're 14 and you have established a good skincare routine, which is washing your face, putting on moisturizer, and wearing SPF, and at the end of the day, washing your face and putting on moisturizer. So there's 3 steps to this. It's clean face and moisturizer and SPF every day. I said, if you have an established skincare routine, you can start wearing makeup when you're 14. 14th birthday is coming up in early March. I did one of those videos with my oldest where we sat down and I was helping her put on makeup for the first time, and we had a little laughing moment, and it was fun. It was mostly for me and her. And I think I'll do the same with my youngest. I asked if Lily was interested in it. She was like, yeah. So we already bought some makeup. It's just kind of sitting in a little Ulta bag over here. And I'm like, on your birthday, we'll do this. So expect to see that. But I think that Lily is a lot more adventurous with color, loves the idea of sparkly and shifty shades and kind of unexpected non-everyday makeup. And I could definitely see Lily busting into this. This is one of those products that when I saw it released in September, I was gaga for. I opted to get the Groundwork palette, this one here, as opposed to the Lightwork palette, because this has like everyday matte neutrals, and I have really been using this a lot more. I think this is what falls into, for me as a 49-year-old who likes, you know, kind of more boring Betty eye looks, this falls into aspirational makeup. I love the idea of these. These are stunning. I mean, they look like little jewels in a black box. And I love that. I love how playful you can get with these. I like the textures. I think they're beautiful. But I have to remind myself that on the daily, I am a little bit more low maintenance, especially when it comes to eye looks. I am not as adventurous as Danessa herself is. Danessa wears these multi-chromes on her eyes every day and is always, even if it's just one, I mean, she looks fabulous. But I really feel like my kids are gonna get more use out of this, more mileage out of it than I am. Not to say that I won't ever use it, but I'm glad that it came in my lucky bag and that it didn't be one of those things that I had to have and I spent $125 on at the holidays, because it probably would be sitting here getting the same amount of use, which is very little, when it would be kind of like a major purchase for me. All right, last thing is this new powder from M Cosmetics. Oh my goodness, I'm in love with this. This is Portrait Mode. It is a beautiful translucent pressed powder. It's very lightweight. I know it looks like it's a lot here, but when you kind of blend it in, it's like, wait, where did it go? Now, remember, I wear the lightest shade in the M Cushion foundation. I wear the, you know, usually lightest or second lightest shade in a lot of foundations. Otherwise, I have pretty fair skin. This is beautiful. I like this. I like using this with kind of like a little rounded brush like this. This one here is the 110 from BK Beauty. So I'll pick it up, you know, just a little bit of it. And then I'll just kind of like go around the nose or right under the eyes. I feel like it works really well that way. It does come with this like itsy bitsy, teensy tiny, wafer paper thin puff. Now I had to go and wash it, because when I was doing this and applying my makeup today before this video, I was like, oh, I was horrified. There was a lot. I'm not the only one who loves this powder. My almost 16-year-old loves it so much. Half the time I have to go to her room because I find it on the vanity in her room. And I'm like, child, do not keep my makeup in your room. You're welcome to borrow, you must return. But we both really like this. And I think that a lot of it just comes down to it looks very sheer. It doesn't look heavy. It mattifies, but it never makes me look too matte. I still feel like it looks like skin in through here. I feel like my pores are just a little bit blurred. It's not like it's filling it in or spackling it over. It just looks just a little bit better. I also have taken this in my purse with a little puff for like touch-ups throughout the day, and this is fantastic. Now, my almost 16-year-old loves this so much that I got her own. It hasn't arrived yet for her birthday. Her birthday is March 5. The other one's gonna be 14 on the 10th, March 10. So I have like birthday. But my kids are asking for makeup these days, which is great because you know me, I love buying makeup. But if you have been curious about this, I really like it. I like it under the eye. I like it to set the whole face. I like it just in the T-zone. I use it in a variety of ways. And I find right now, I've been liking this one so much. I've been equally using this one and the Givenchy Prisma powder. This is a beautiful powder, but it's so much more expensive. And this is great because if I'm being really fast and lazy, a little bit of this, you know, a little bit of this, you know, some clear brow gel, and then a lip color that I can and do this with, and I'm out the door for the day. I really have been going a lot less glam for every day. It's just kind of the mood that I'm in right now. And I feel like something like this is super easy and it doesn't look heavy. Whereas this, you know, I take it out, I'd have to mix the colors because there's 4 separate chambers, and then I'd have to, you know, tap it off. It's just, It's a little bit more effort, and on the days when I don't have time, I'm loving this. Thank you so much for watching today. I know it really hasn't been that long since my last makeup updates. I am really glad to have, I feel like I'm kind of caught up. Most of what I've been purchasing recently, the bulk of what's been coming in have been lip products and those luxury lip products for that series I'm working on. Don't forget to check the description box down below for that playlist. I have try-on videos and the first of the like worst to first ratings, like 22 all the way up to number 1, like my favorite matte lipsticks. That video's in that playlist as well. Here's where I want to know, what products have you been trying recently that you're like, fantastic, I love it, or products that you like but you just don't find yourself reaching for as much, although they bring you joy, like this makes my heart happy but I'm just not reaching for it, or the products where they're not new, they've been around forever, I feel like a decade or more, and I finally tried them for the first time and I get it. I get it. These are actually really, really nice. Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you have any video ideas, sorts of videos you want to see me do, put them in those comment section as well, because I'm always looking for ideas. I'm kind of feeling a little uninspired, you know, creatively run dry. If you have a fun idea, let me know. Thank you so, so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.